King, 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 king.
Great day and welcome to the King Connections podcast. I'm your host, King, and I'm joined by my chief technology officer, excuse me, my chief technology officer, Muhammad Ways. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and thanks for having me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great. So, what we're going to cover today, and the reason I want to have my CTO join me, we're going to discuss the actual process we go through for building and growing the King Connections network, adding more connections to my network, utilizing LinkedIn as a tool. And we're going to cover three of the steps out of the Connecting with Intent strategy, 6-step strategic plan. So today, we're going to talk about the importance of identifying a business avatar. We're also going to discuss how to go about creating a high value search. We're going to actually walk you through. Now, again, here on the slide, I have King Connections Nexus, which is the actual membership directory that has a lot of my personal connections that people can join. And then we also talk about advanced Google search. But today, for the sake of time, we're only going to focus on the Sales Navigator using the high value search within Sales Navigator. And then we're going to talk about how we create a irresistible DM script. Because in order to build your network, you have to send out connection requests on Sales Navigator. And it's important to understand how to write a compelling script that you want to keep to under 300 characters, because LinkedIn doesn't really allow for your DM to be more. The initial request doesn't allow your message to be more than 300 characters until you actually build a relationship or a connection with that person. Then your second message could be longer than 300 characters. But until you establish a connection or until that person accepts your connection request, you have to keep your message under 300 characters. And there's a good reason for that, because most people are not going to read a longer message from someone or a very long message from someone who's a stranger to them. Because I'm like, sure, like you, or like me, I'm sorry, you all get a lot of messages from people on LinkedIn selling you whatever, offering you whatever, who are strangers. And I ignore 99% of those instant DMs that come through me. So that's why it's important that we're showing you that you really want to put a lot of preparation up front into, again, identifying who your business avatar is. That's key. And you might want to spend a couple of days on that, to be honest, to really think through who is my exact target market, and more importantly, how can I go about solving their problems? So it wants you want to choose an avatar or from an industry that you're familiar with, that you understand what the ebbs and flows, the challenges that that industry is dealing with, so you can actually solve that person's problem. So once you pick your avatar out with the criteria of looking to solve a problem, then again, you want to do a high value search, which is step two. And then from there, you actually want to create your irresistible, we call it DM script, which is under 300 characters. So we're going to walk you through all three of those steps. And what's important to understand is how to go about utilizing Sales Navigator. That's a LinkedIn tool that you can purchase through LinkedIn. That's an extra $100 on top of your LinkedIn um, price. So if you have a free LinkedIn account, then you have to pay $100, or even if you have the premium LinkedIn account, you still have to pay $100 extra for Sales Navigator. It's a very powerful tool, and we're going to walk you all through how to use that. So let me know when you're ready, ways kind of walk people through.
Yeah, sure. We can walk the people through Sales Navigator. Now I'm ready. So okay, let me share my screen. When you see my screen, let me know, please. Uh,
Okay,
yeah, okay, let's wait. Can you see the screen?
we can see the screen.
Oh, that's great. Okay, now we are going to uh, walk you through about Sales Navigator, how Sales Navigator tool work, and how you can target your audience, targeted audience, via Sales Navigator. When you will have Sales Navigator, you just have to click on lead filters, and then you have to search your keywords for your target audience. Let's suppose we are going to search for real estate professionals, so let me type real estate professional. Okay, as you can see that there are 1 million plus results. As you can see, we can have the results on Sales Navigator, so now we have to go very targeted peoples. Everybody is targeting to these peoples. Now we have to target it very smaller number. 500 to 2000 is a very good number, and we have to go for them. So by using these Sales Navigator filters, we have to know. Let's company type. Okay, before we, let's choose first of all the filter company head account.
Well,
So
I'm sorry. Let me inject real quick. Uh,
mhm.
what it ways is explaining that when you start off with the sales navigator, we start off with the broad term that we're searching for real estate professional. So you remember step one was we going to choose our business avatar. So just choosing real estate professional, that's the industry. And the industry is showing us we have 1 million plus results. So that's entirely too much. But what it's also showing you is that how many people out there on LinkedIn, and wow, LinkedIn is such a powerful tool because it's showing you from the industry alone that's a million plus results that you can actually begin to communicate with. But as a Ways was saying, we don't want to try to talk to a million plus people. We want to niche it down. We want to get more definitive about our avatar. And so we're going to show you utilizing the filters on the left hand corner of the screen. It's going to walk through how we begin to select which of the filters we want to turn on to really begin to bring those search results down from a million plus down to around the uh, 2,500 is the most you want to have. But like I said, the sweet spot is between 500 to 2,000. But if you have 2,500, that's fine as well. But you really want to narrow it down to that. So he's going to walk you through which filters we turn on and turn off. And some of the filters, we're doing this real time. So you'll see that you're kind of adjusting the filters, and always watch the search results here in the top right hand corner of the screen right now where it says 1 million plus results. Just keep your eye on that as he toggles on and off the different filters. Sorry about that. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you, King, for this. So no, let's search for company head account. How many employees they have in uh, their company? So we are searching for real estate professionals, and some are business owners. So King, 11 to 50 will be best.
Yes,
Okay.
I like to focus on 11 to 50 because what that means is that depending on what your product or service you're selling, if someone has 11 to 50 employees, then they're not some startup, and they have more likely, which you're assuming is that they have the necessary funds to be able to pay for your service. And that's important when choosing your avatar. You never want to put your efforts and contact people who you think or you're not sure that they have the money, because you never want to get into a cost and the person can't afford your services because you're wasting your time and you're wasting their time. So 11 to 50 is a good number to choose because they have that many employees, then they actually have some capital to invest in their business.
Yeah. Now, next filter we can choose company type. No, so it's still loading. Okay, that's great. Okay, King, we should select public company, privately held. What will be the best? What you recommend?
Well, now, typically, and I want to make sure I point this out, in the real estate industry, a lot of smaller brokerages are going to be privately held companies. they're not going to be public companies in a lot of situations. So you can play with this filter again, depending on the industry itself. This is a very
Yeah.
important question. But for today's walkthrough, we're going to say let's choose privately held and let's see what the search results. Right now we're at 200,000. I just want to see what it comes back to once we chosen. So right now, just on choosing privately held, we lost 100,000 right there. So we went from a million plus, then we chose 11 and 50. That draws down to 200,000. So we jumped from 1 million plus 200,000, and then choosing privately held. Now we narrowed it down even more to 110K. Now again, when you're doing Sales Navigator and you're doing this, be open to the fact that a lot of this is trial and error. So the
Yeah.
first search results you might do and you send out, you may choose privately held, but then you realize that maybe publicly held might be a better option. But for today's walkthrough and today's session, we're going to choose privately held. So continue, my friend.
Yeah. Now the next step, we have to choose functions. In the functions, as you can see, we are looking for real estate professional. Now we should choose real estate here. And also here, okay, seniority level. Let's search for seniority level. It can be a owner or partner. And that will be best. No, let's go deeper. As you can see, there are 700 results, and let's choose in United States. We are looking for our target audience in United States. Okay. No, as you can see, we only have 479 results, which is our very targeted audience now. So, King, you wanna add something here in filters?
Yeah. So now, based on the filters we chose, which was you can see right here on the green, we have 11 to 50 employees head count. We have
Yeah,
privately held company. A function is real estate, which we definitely want. Seniority level, we saying owner and partner, mainly because that's the person that can make the decision. You know, they're going to hire you or bring you on for their services. Geography, we chose United States. Scroll down a little bit more, please. Yeah. So
yeah,
based on those filters, that left us below the recommended 500 results. So now we can choose even more filters, but we'll probably even begin to lose even more. So
yeah,
what I recommend now, this is where you got to really think through kind of who you want to speak to and really the industry and your avatar. So certain things are really important, at least to me, that I don't want to sacrifice. Like for example, geography. When we talk about
yeah,
real estate, you don't really want to go outside your country because the real estate rules change. They really change state to state, but in the United States, they generally certain rules apply as far as if you're using marketing or you're using coaching, they can apply across the entire United States. But it can be totally different in Brazil, India, China. So there you want to geography really is not something that's negotiable. So we're going to definitely stay with the United States, but we want to try to get more. So let's scroll up again and see what else we can
yeah.
change to go above the five.
Also, also we can, if you see a lot of results here, then you can search for industry too, and we will go more deeper and deeper, within by selecting industry here. As you can see, we have decreased more results here. It's 311 results are remaining now. So here are the filters you can choose. You can apply on Sales Navigator to target your audience now. And okay, now let's go for next step. Let's suppose this is our target audience and we wanna send invite to them for making connection with this person. We will view profile and open his profile via LinkedIn, and now how you can send invite with note, you know. So let me okay, hurry up. Okay, now we have click on more. We will find connect, and in some time you will see the connect button here instead of message. No, we have to click on connect, and we will click on add a note. Now as you can see, they are only allowing us to have 300 characters. Now we have I have already copied and script. As you can see, this is the script, and we have to just copy his name and this one. We will click on send, and we will make a connection when he will accept our invite, you know. So then we will have a conversation with them. And the important thing is this, that we can only send 15 invites per day. Now King, you wanna add something here?
Yes, a couple of things I want to add to what he's saying. So number one, LinkedIn allows you the capability of to send a connection request, because what he's showing you is that we reached out to one of the results that fit our filter. Now, this can be very time consuming, but it's very important because you can only send out 15 DMs, direct messages on LinkedIn per day. So LinkedIn again is not the type of platform you can just send out 1,000 instant DMs. It's not that kind of platform. Everything is meant to be really personalized, and you really want to take your time. That's why when you make connections, they're more powerful than Facebook or just random email blasts. This is not a blast. You don't look at it from that context. So remove the blasting context from your mind. You want to look at it as, how can I choose a personalized message? Now, what's important is that LinkedIn allows you to send a connection request without a personalized message. Do me a favor, real quick. Just choose cancel for right now. Always, I just want to point out something. Uh, Choose cancel.
Cancel. Okay.
So, real quick, before you do that, now you see right here, it says add a note or send without a note. This is what I really want to make sure you understand. Now you can send a connection request to someone without a note if you just want to be quick. I don't recommend you do that, because what you're doing is, and I've gotten connection requests from people like that. I ignore people who don't send a personalized note. If you're not willing to send me a personalized note to let me know why you connecting with me, then more likely I don't want to connect with you. That's how I'm thinking. So to really make sure that a person accepts your connection request, which is the objective here, that you want to have them accept your connection request first. So now you're part of it, they're part of your network. Now you can begin to interact with them, and eventually get them to a point where they accept a 15-minute Zoom alignment call to see if you have anything in alignment. So right now we're going to say add a note. Click that, please.
Yeah.
And this is the note that we actually created. Now we use Chat GPT, which I recommend that people do. Chat GPT is pretty much going to be one of the best ways that you can write your clear, concise note. Now, the challenge with Chat GPT, we're not going to get into the depths of that right now, is that you really have to be good with your prompting, because you don't want to go there and just say, create me a DM message on Chat GPT, because it's going to give you a very generic message. So you really have to know how to use Chat GPT to really refine it so that it understands if it's going to create a message for you. Let's create a message based off understanding who you are, what's your profile, what's your business, what's your services, and how best to convey it. So once you've done all of that preparation within Chat GPT, then you can actually have it write you a message. And this is the message that is written based off us providing that prompting. It's saying, hey, first name, which we want to keep it to the first name because we're saying, again, we personalize the message. We're saying, I see you crushing in the real estate. Now, again, you only allow 300 characters or less. So you really can't be very verbose. So you really want to be very selective about what you say. Now, here, the objective is to say, I see you crushing in real estate. We can make it even more personalized. Like, for example, I see you just open a new brokerage, or I see you just close a new deal. And it's based off what they post on LinkedIn that you're utilizing, you're getting that data from. But for right now, we're saying, I see you crushing it in real estate. And then we're saying, quick question. What if you can generate high quality leads on autopilot without chasing cold prospects? Right? Because again, that question sets them up for what our services are, which we're providing marketing and digital messaging service utilizing AI tools. So here I'm saying, once we ask a question, and I say, I'm working on something game changing for agents, would love to share a quick insight. Interested. Looking forward to connecting. Right? So right there, the message is saying what the purpose is introducing myself as complimenting the person within that 300 characters, is asking a very quick question because you always want to ask a question. I found that questions are really the best way because when a person's reading through their DMs that's coming on their instant message, they're getting several. Keep in mind, it's like almost like emails. They have a lot to choose from depending on how popular, successful a person may be. So a question kind of interrupts the pattern of their normal process because the person automatically wants to answer a question, especially a question they know the answer to. So they go on through their DMs, they see you're asking them a question. They might say, huh, that sounds interesting. I do kind of want to see what this person is saying. Autopilot without chasing cold prospects. Because most people in the road, and this is where understand again what the industry's pain points are. In real estate, you're always looking for, and most sales businesses as well, you're always looking for leads and you're always looking for prospects, and most of them are going to come cold, which means you don't have a relationship with them. So here I'm saying a pain point is I can help you find leads on autopilot, which means it's automatically happening without chasing cold prospects. That should be very appealing to most people who are in the real estate industry, at least to warrant them to say, I want to learn more. So now I'm saying, if you're interested, I got something game changing for agents. Would love to share a quick insight or you're interested. Looking forward to connecting. And then normally we would hit send. Now we're not going to send right now because this is a demonstration purposes. And I'm out. This is my LinkedIn account. I'm out looking to connect with this person. I just kind of want to walk you through the elements of the message. It's under 300 characters that you can see. It says 293 out of 300. But as you can see right there, a lot has gone in to the preparation before we even send a message. We had to research and figure out what industry we wanted. We had to think through how to use Sales Navigator to make sure we drilled down and went from a million plus all the way down to 310 people we're actually going to be messaging. And then we're sending out a personalized message, which we're only allowed to send 15 per day. So again, is narrowing down to the point where you can send out 15 of these messages per day. And the goal is right now is to make the connection request, or I'm sorry, to have this person accept our invitation to connect on LinkedIn. So now we can begin the dialogue as connections. So that's the process we wanted to cover today. Anything else you want to add, please?
Okay, all the things you have covered, and you the peoples, first of all, you have to learn the sales navigator, how sales navigator, how you can apply the filters on sales navigator to target your audience. Now you will learn how to target your audience, you will learn how to make the connections with the peoples, and how then you have to build relationship with the with your connections. Now so King will explain next. Now okay, King, I think I have stopped this screen share. Okay, that is no King.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring it back up by slide again as we get ready to close out. And sorry about that. Got a phone call that just came in here that threw me off. Um, Let me stop that. Okay. Sorry about that. The phone call threw me off a little bit. But what I want to wrap up by saying that again, we covered the importance of number one, that define industry experience. Now I add revenue in there because again, it's important to select people who are qualified enough to be able to pay for your services. Again, doesn't help you, doesn't hurt, doesn't help them if you're choosing someone who your service may be 5,000, 10,000, and it's new business that just can't afford your services. It doesn't help you both to even connect around that level. Secondly, we want to identify the core pain points. We talked about with the direct message that their pain point, understanding the real estate industry, is that getting leads and having it go through the process of contacting cold people, which means you have to have a large number to choose from because you don't get a lot of rejections because you're just randomly contacting people. Then more likely, if you contact 100 people, the general rule of thumb is you'd be happy if you get 10% to actually engage with you, right? So then we move on to number two, which use Sales Navigator, and we showed you how to do advanced search for Sales Navigator. Again, Sales Navigator is a tool that costs an additional $100 a month approximately for LinkedIn. I recommend that's a cost you have to incur because it lets you really filter down and really get to the maximum. Because without Sales Navigator, folks, you would have saw just regular LinkedIn search. It wouldn't have told you how many people were in that real estate industry. You wouldn't have gotten those details, and you definitely wouldn't be able to drill it down from 1 million down to 410. That's a value. Again, next we created an irresistible DM script, which again, the goal behind that was a personalized message. We chose a personalized message for under 300 characters. Again, we wanted to show that we took the time to read their profile on the front end. Always best to try to add something from their profile. It's really helpful if that person you're choosing has posted content or is active on LinkedIn. That way you can kind of quickly read through some of their posts and reference one of their posts. So that's also a good way to kind of ensure that they're going to accept your connection request. And so that's what we covered today. The next couple of videos, we'll go through number four, which we're going to really spend time on number four because it's a lot of steps involved. But I hope that you found this to be valuable as a way of helping people to connect with the intent of doing business. That's what we're talking about when we say connect with intent. The intent to engage, co-create, and make something happen when you connect, not just building your network, but actually connecting with either you're going to make a decision whether or not you're either going to hire them as a vendor to help you grow your business, or they're going to hire you and you can sell your product or your service, or see you all can co-create together to do something that you couldn't achieve individually. So that's pretty much all we want to cover in today's session. Look forward to our next session where we go deeper into how to nurture and provide value. Any last comments you want to share, the ways before we close out?
Yeah, no. So we will cover the next steps, and our next steps is going to be very amazing, and you must have to watch our next session. For learning. Thank you, thank you for this thing. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what he's saying, he's absolutely right. We'll show you real time how I'm able to grow my network utilizing this strategy. So this is not a theory. This is something that I implement on a daily basis. Uh, I I add about maybe 5 to 10 people to my network on a daily basis. That's because I'm in the business of connecting. Now, most people might not want to add that many people to their network on a daily basis because it requires researching and reading through those profiles, making personalized messaging, and that takes quite a bit of time on a daily basis. So just give you that thought process. But I appreciate your time, your investment of time and energy in watching us today. This is going to be a series of videos to help people really connect with intent. And until our next session, let's continue to connect with intent. Thank you all.
Bye bye.